Hey guys, it's November 1st, 2024. I cannot believe we are like almost to the end of 2024. I feel like the years are just totally flying by. I wanted to let you know that we have so much stuff to show you today. We have almost 20 quilts to show you, so many new things. We have a new book. We're going to talk about 2 of our holiday boxes. So we just have a ton of stuff to show you. This is pre-recorded, but that's okay. We're still going to be in the chat. I am on a cruise, and so hopefully I'm enjoying myself. So let's just jump right in. I'm so excited to show you the Prairie Home book, like the actual book. So we've talked about this forever, and we did a video on July 12th called Prairie Home Quilt Show, Prairie Home Quilt Trunk Show and Q&A with Lori Holt, and every quilt from this book was shown in there. But I just kind of want to show you the spiral bound, show you a couple of the pages. This book is divided by season. There's actually 41 quilts in here. And there's a little bit about her fabric, about her process, about Prairie, and then it's divided by season. So I wanted to show you the 2 kits that we have in stock now are the Prairie Pastures Runner that uses 10-inch squares. And then the Trees with Stars Table Topper, that kit is also in stock. We have a lot of kits going online with this book. They're not all available yet because we ordered these and some of the fabrics are gonna come in the next month or 2, so we don't have all of the kits live, but they all are on order. I'm gonna kind of show you the headers for each. And we did this photo shoot in July. It was so fun. This is Lori's biggest book ever. I told her, I was like, oh my gosh, it's so big. It's 257 pages. So when you look at it right here, like it fills the whole thing. So thank you to everyone who pre-ordered the book. Thank you for all the stores supporting it. Thank you for Lori for letting us publish your books. The book is available on our site now, and if you pre-ordered, hopefully it has made its way to your house. If not, it's definitely on the way to your house if your credit card processed. So if you have any questions on the book, let me know. A couple things I wanted to talk about with the book that's different from her previous books is we listed SKUs on the ones that have just a few. A lot of them are pre-cut friendly, but this is going to be easier if you're looking for the exact background in this. It will give you that. Now, if it's 12 fat quarters, we don't list exactly what fat quarters, but her brand new bundles, the B limited edition, those are what she means for you to use with this book. And but if you want to know the sashing, we listed the SKUs. So it's a little bit different. This book, we worked in coordination with Riley Blake Designs. Well, I did, Lori did. And they're keeping a lot of her older fabrics, they're bringing them back. So if you don't have this in your stash, you would be able to find it on our website at fatquartershop.com. Every single SKU in this book, we will have in stock from Riley Blake. So that's super exciting because previous books, we have had some in stock, some not, and super exciting. And I wanted to talk now about the spooky box. So I am going to unveil the spooky box. Most of you already have this, but I always do an unveiling of these, whether it's sold out or not. And this one happens to not be sold out, so you guys are lucky because sometimes they're sold out by the time I show it. But the spooky box every year has Halloween fabrics, notions, patterns, etc. This one's really fun. I'm not a fan of purple, but really fun. And the quilt doesn't have purple in it, so totally good. Okay, so this is like the little box header you get. There's a coupon on the back of this. So if you bought the box, don't throw this paper away, keep it. And then I wanted to show you what's in here. I am going to show you the quilt too. But you get a fat quarter bundle of Pumpkins and Potions by Kimberbell. I'm going to show you the different fabrics. Really cute. Kimberbell always has a Christmas line and a Halloween line every year and a basic line. I thought this one was really cute this year. Very classic, traditional. We try to keep the box as traditional as we can and not be too trendy, just because, you know, we want it to be very Halloween. So there's your fabrics. And this vintage trim by Lori Holt goes great with it. And what you would do with this is, I'm going to show you on the quilt, but you can put it in the binding as accent, or you could put it on the roof house. So I'm going to show you that. We did a candle. This is the first time we've done a candle, and it's chamomile and spruce, and it's very, it smells really good. So this is the kind of candle that you could just put by your bed, but you wouldn't even have to light it because it's strong enough for the odor to go. I actually don't use candles, but I have them all over my house, but I only buy the ones that are super strong like this, where the smell kind of emanates without it. Now, this is really cute. It's multifaceted. So this you can either use as a rotary cutter holder, or you can use it as an eyeglass case. Either one, but great for when you're traveling, and really cute. I really like the print on here. There is a template. It's an exclusive template that we put together. It's called Candy Corn, and it is to make the tip of the house, which is right here, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit. This cute pattern. And then these are so cute. So this is the type of container that I love. I love to get anything like this. Like these two things, I love them about the box because you can use them in your everyday life and they just live on, if that makes sense. So you could just leave it and it could just be a cute little decoration in your house, either this way or this way. But these are spool toppers. And if you don't have any of these, I'll show you how you use it. You basically take your spool, and there's usually a hole here, and you take this one, this side, you put that in there. And then if you have wound a bobbin and you want the color of your thread from your bobbin and your thread to stay together, you put it on there, and then like you can throw it in your throw it in your drawer and it's going to stay together, very sturdy. So I use these sometimes if I have like a red or a navy or a black and I want to keep them together. So that's super handy to have. And there's orange, white, and black. So of course we made the Halloween colors. Super cute. Love it. Okay, so hopefully this is pre-recorded now. Hopefully by the time you get to this video, we still have boxes in stock. But as of today, when I'm filming this, we do. Now I'm gonna show you the quilt. I'm gonna hold it and then I'm gonna show you some things about it that are really cute. So cute. Oh, and your shirt matches. So this quilt is, it's got half square triangles at the bottom, stars, bats, and a house. And this template right here is so that you can make this without having to deal with a like paper template. And it makes that perfectly. But what I wanted to talk to you about with this is you could sew this in between the quilt top and the binding and have it hidden here. You could put it across here and sew on top of it and hide it in the seam, or you could put it on after, or you could even like do like an X on the house, or I mean there's so many, you could accent each of the tops. This is just great accent, and there's so much stuff you can do with it. There's 12 yards on it, so you have more than enough to do this with several quilts. I'll show you the back. Well, I'll scoot it up and then I'll show you the back. So this is very, very easy, very basic, and then the cute print on the back. All the potions. So this is the 2024 Spooky Box. We're already working on 2025, so that's exciting. And I'll show you this. Teresa made this and she put a quilt sleeve on it, and we did a blog post on how to do that, didn't we? Yeah, so if you want to know how to do this, Teresa wrote a blog post so you would know how to do it. I actually don't know how to do it, so that's how I know who does it, because I don't do them. I need to learn. And then, speaking of spooky box, we've gotten so many questions about the jelly box. So this is now online. It's online today, and I don't know how fast it will sell out, but it is for pre-order. It will ship out in November, and this is our Jolly box, and obviously it's Christmas, and there's snowflakes on the box. That gives you a little hint of what is in there. So that's kind of for this year. But I wanted to talk about Christmas for next year because, you know, we aren't even to Christmas this year. So let's just go ahead and jump into next year. I haven't bought one Christmas gift. So we're currently working on our mystery quilt along for 2024. Every year we do a Christmas mystery. Oh my gosh, 2025. So Denise had to correct me. So next year, it's going to be called Up on the Rooftop Mystery Quilt Along. It's going to be a free pattern. It's using the Berry and Pine collection, one SKU from another collection. This is cross weave. It's going to be 46 by 47, and we put that online for pre-sale. And it's going to ship in June of 2025, and the quilt along will start in July of 2025. And then you get another hint. There's another little picture. So that brown is the one that's from a different collection. So those are all the fabrics that are going to be in the kit along with this. And so obviously you can see the background is going to be a black cross weave. Okay, so I just showed you the brand new Prairie Home book by Lori Holt. And Lori inspires me all the time. She is just always sewing and cooking up stuff. And she made this recently and showed it on her blog. And I texted her and said, is there any way I could please show this on my channel? So this is just something that's free on her blog and on her YouTube channel, or I guess YouTube channel. So the first video were the trees. So she did these trees. These finish at 9 by 30, and the trees are from the Let's Make a Snowman quilt along. She just changed it, like she changed the top and everything. So she made 2 of these. These are gonna go to the side. Then she had a free video on this, and she's calling it the 30-inch Chapel Steps quilt block, and she has a full tutorial on her channel. And she basically used the Hometown Holiday collection, and she wanted a farmhouse table runner, so she did something really fun and big and fat. I don't know if she's gonna put sashing here. We don't know yet. I'm gonna send it back to her. But you can see how she did the Irish chain through the outside, and then these are just strips, and basically you just keep adding. And if you don't want to use, you could go, this one is 30 inches, well 30 and a half, but if you wanted to, you could keep building, and you could go all the way to 48 and a half, because this strip would be, well, you could go to 52 and a half, I think. Basically just keeping these long strips. But I just think this is so fun. It's a great Christmas pattern, but just looking at it, you know, you could do this for any season because all seasons have trees, right? But I just love it, and I love that it's free, and I love that it's just a free tutorial. And even if you don't make it, you could just watch the tutorial and learn, and, you know, learn from her. But I just really like it. I want to make it. I probably won't because I don't really have any time, but super cute. And I was just inspired by it. So she was nice enough to let me borrow it to show. So, and it's funny when I handle the fabric she works with, because she doesn't starch. And so you can really tell, and it looks just as great as my work, but it's just funny because her stuff is like so very flowy where mine is not. Okay, also by Lori Holt, this is the Quilted Snowman Quilt Kit. It's been online for quite a bit, but I'm trying to make it even at the top.
Oh, sorry.
Go up. You go up now. Okay, there you go. Okay, so now we have the quilt where we can show it to you. Half. Sorry. Now we have the quilt where we can show it to you live. Okay, so I'm going to show you the kit, and I'm going to show you the pattern, and I'm going to show it to you on the table. So this is a big kit. It's 87 by 97. We're going to be doing a sew along with this in 2025. So I will be sewing along, and more information on that will come later because it is still 2024. And when I start talking about the next year, I get so confused. But it's a beautiful pattern published by It's So Emma, and the kit is like, I don't know, it must weigh like 10 pounds. Look at all that fabric. Beautifully cut, folded by Fat Quarter Shop, so plenty of fabric to starch. There is a mistake on this. I'm not going to point it out. I'm not going to focus on it, but if you see a mistake, just know that we know. But there is nothing wrong with the pattern because the pattern on the front is a digital pattern. So this uses her Hometown Holiday collection, which is that same collection that I just showed you. And I actually have another quilt I'm going to be showing you with the same collection. So this one has a darker background to it, and that's what really lets the snowman shine. And I love that she has she has 9 different backgrounds in this collection. Cute little wagon. I'm sure a lot of you are wondering what skill level this is. I would say it's probably intermediate. A lot of corner squares. The biggest thing with these big quilts like this is when you make them, we tried to make it so fast that we made a mistake. And the same thing happened with the Quilted Scarecrow, because we get the fabric and we have like a week to make this giant quilt. So I love that when I get to make it, it won't have a mistake because I'll have time to double check it. But definitely nothing wrong with the pattern. So cute. So this is the same collection as the one I just showed you, and it doesn't look the same, but the real difference is this background. Putting a brown background with it really changes it, whereas the other one had a white background. So quilt kits are in stock. I don't know how long they'll be in stock, but we will just keep cutting them as they sell out. So there's that. Oh, let me show you the back. This is one of her 108s. Okay, so since we're talking about Christmas, I wanted to share some behind the scenes info about what's coming up this month. So Kevin has already been working on crafting some new sales. We're gonna do our sales this month just a little bit different. So he wants you to sign up for the newsletters so that when this starts coming, you will be alert, especially because I'm on vacation, and so it's not a live stream. So it's gonna be a fresh twist from what we've done in the past, and I think you guys are gonna really love it. Okay, so now that we've shown that, I'm gonna start showing you quilt along progress. Now, a lot of this you've probably seen on Reels or other things, but these are things that I am going to send to the quilter soon. So the first one is from the Holly Jolly Quilt Along. So this is a free pattern. You do need the book to quilt along. The book is only $10.95, and it is a combination of the blocks in here. And it tells you, it's super easy because it tells you exactly what page to go to, exactly what to make. And I use that same collection, which is Hometown Holiday. And I am gonna show you the top and the back. So this is the top. I'll put it on the table. It's gonna be upside, well. And if you look at this one, see how different this one looks because it has the white or the cream. I need to get that seam flat right there before I send it. So this is the top, and this, I used layer cakes instead of Jolly Bars. And from the original placement that Sarah drew, you'll see some fabric placements changed. One thing that I did that I do want to talk about is right here. Okay. Can I see that cover? So I did some changes. So when you look at this right here, this was meant to be like this. Let me see. Now let me do this one up here. Okay. So like on this one, I changed these. These were like made as half square triangles, but because I used a layer cake, I used the Eleanor Burns quick geese method and used it to make these. So it's a little bit different. My placement is a little bit different, and just so you know, and just changed around some fabrics. I had to because, you know, I ran out of some, and I did make some cutting mistakes on this one. I'm not sure if you saw them in the reel or not, but I had a lot of fun with my seam ripper that day. But this is going to go to the quilter, and will you make sure that this gets ironed? Because that's going to drive me crazy. So this is what I call a duck plate. And if you don't get that ironed, there's gonna be like a pleat like that in your quilt. So that's the front. I finished that last week. And then this week I did this on, I think Monday I did it. And this is, go right here. Oh. Yeah. Okay, so this one, the pattern is also free, but it goes along with the book. And this one uses that same background from the front, right here, and then a different fabric here. And we're gonna pull it up and I'm gonna show you my label. So this is supposed to be, okay, so I did wanna show you, you have the other quilt? I'm gonna show you two different things that I've done. Okay, so when I made these blocks, this is a flying geese, there's no seam because I just converted it. When I got to the end and the back, I did not have enough fabric to do that because the pieces were smaller that I had left and they weren't as big to do the Eleanor Burns method. So sometimes I have a flying geese, sometimes I have half square triangles. Just do whatever works and whatever fabric you have. And you can see these are also half square triangles, but that meant that I didn't have a big enough piece to do the Eleanor Burns method. And then this is just a label that I had from the Sweetwater Company. And this is supposed to be 8.5 inches. So I just cut this, added around it, and then it's right in the center of my label. One thing I am thinking about doing is on the front, I'm gonna put vintage trim in the binding. I think I'm gonna put red. I'm not sure yet, but this is gonna go to a quilter. I'm gonna do super tight quilting, and I'm gonna do rickrack in the binding, and I think I'm gonna do red, and if I don't do red, I'll probably do green. So I'm sending it off to get quilted. I hope you got, oh, this is one. This is where I changed it up. Okay, this is an example of where I changed it. Okay. So you saw on the other quilt, sorry, I'm going to show you. I just kind of want to show you guys what I changed because I change stuff all the time. And it's because I want to get maximum use of my fabrics. So here you can see I have pink on one side, green on the other, pink, green, pink, green, pink, green. On this one, I made these different. And that's because this one I used the Eleanor Burns method, and then this one I had enough fabric to do it a different way. I can't remember what I did because that was like weeks ago. But so you can see this is different than this one. Totally fine. I just make it work, and to me, I think this looks really pretty. This looks just as pretty as this. And you just change the placement. And I was able to do that because like these two match, and then this one matches one that's at the bottom. And so I was able to make those like really fast all at once. So just convert as you need to and don't worry about it. It makes it cute, it makes it original. And if you don't know, a jolly bar is 5 by 10 inches. And I was super excited that I had a label here at work that matched because a lot of my labels are at home. Okay, the next thing I want to show you is autumn seeds. Okay, these are blocks. Did we get the photos online? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have the photos online now. But This is the autumn collection. So this is the collection before Hometown Holiday. And this is the Quilty patterns. There are 9. So you can buy the patterns individually, or you can buy them as a set, and they come packaged like a quilt seed would. And then the pattern is in here. These are written by Riley Blake. And then what she intended these to be big enough so that stores could put the fabric in here if they wanted to sell them that way. We don't do that just because we use plastic bags, so I think we're fine. But I want to show you these blocks all made up. And Teresa made all of these. So there are 9 individual patterns, 1 set, and 9 individual kits. There is a finishing kit that will be online as soon as one of the 108s come online, because she used a 108 and the finishing and the 108 has not arrived. So I'm going to show you each of the blocks with their pattern. And we're going to put this into one big quilt. Teresa made these, and we will show you the big quilt once it is quilted. And we'll also let you know when we have the finishing kit in. And so she did press open. One thing that Teresa does is she always puts a little sticker here with the order, so it makes it easy for Denise to know where it goes. This is number 2. And you can see everything is the same except for right here. Number 3. And on these, you see the pumpkin. The white pumpkin is always a different background. So it gives the quilt a lot of movement. And I would say these are probably intermediate to advanced. Some of these end up with really small pieces. 4, number 4. And so you can see all the different backgrounds. And the different greens, this always stays the same and these change. And she kept all the stripes the same way. Number 5, and these would be cute. You could just do like 3 or 4 of these, connect them, and make a table runner. You wouldn't have to make the whole quilt if you didn't want to. And this, if you look at this, this is the same collection. No, it's not. Never mind. I'm gonna go off on something else. Sorry. So this is number 5. Number 6. So cute. I just love these blocks. Number 7. So thank you to Teresa for making these for us, because I know these were a lot of work. Number 9, and these all finish at 18 by 20. So they're rectangular, 18 this way, 20 this way. And when the finishing kit comes in, it will finish at 78 inches square. And then the last one, number 9. Okay, so I'm gonna pile them back up, and you can just kind of see, if you just look at the green and the backgrounds. And I think this is what makes Lori such an inspiration, because most people just throw one background and call it a day. And most people have one green and call it a day. She has like 9 or what, you know what I mean? She mixes it up, and she's so great with color. Okay, so everything I've just shown you is very collection based, kit based, designer based, meaning a designer made it up and we sold it as a kit. Now we're gonna kind of get into some scrappy things and some things that I started earlier in the year that are back from the quilter. Oh yes, the finishing kit is right here. So that's what it's gonna look like. We just don't have the kit because we're waiting on the 108. Okay, so this one right here is Moda Blockheads 5, Phase 2. I'm gonna just show it and then talk about it. It's really heavy, but it's really cute. This would look so cute in a bedroom. And then I'll show the back. Okay, so I'm gonna put it on the table and then talk about it. So this one started in, I think, January. Moda Blockheads 5 is on Moda's blog, and it's free patterns. I used the Flower Girl collection by My So Quilty Life that came out earlier in the year. I used the background from that collection, and then I used this as my backing. I'm going to show you my backing in more detail, and these are all from the collection. I kept the sashing cornerstones the same. I kept the sashing strips the same. I did my borders length of fabric. Jordan's going to pull it and we'll show it. This is my favorite block right here. One thing I didn't talk about is when I did this block, I added a second really small low volume in all of them so that everything wouldn't be so white. So this is the only one that doesn't have a secondary low volume. Most of them have another low volume in it. And so this one, I mean, I don't want to say scrappy because it is collection based, but this one I just, I planned it in electric quilt and then sewed it, and I just picked the blocks I wanted. And this setting right here is from the Spelling Bee book, and it is, I've gone over it before, I don't remember exactly which one, but it's from Lori Holt's Spelling Bee book. And so you can see kind of my low volumes. Like this one doesn't have it. And then the back is really cute. Okay, so the backing uses the panel. I don't know if we still have it in stock. Okay, so on the backing, what I did was, this is another block from the free Moda Blockheads 5. So I made the block, and in the center, I did another one of the Sweetwater labels. I put sashing around the block. These right here are from the panel by My So Quilty Life. And so we just trimmed them as large as we could, added sashing, and then we kind of did the, you know, like, it's kind of like I was kind of inspired, like kind of like a bow across the back, even though it's not a bow. But I really love it. I think it looks really good. Super excited about it. It's, all from the My So Quilty Life collection. And again, this is the white on white from that collection. Joanna Marsh quilted this. And the pantograph you can see is like, can we zoom in? It's flowers that go across. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, you can kind of see how they're going across there. And so I kind of went with the floral of the collection to inspire the pantograph. So I love this quilt. This is probably going to be one of my favorites from the year, just because I love the coloring. I don't know if it's big enough for a bed or not, but it really doesn't matter because I don't have an extra bed in my room or my house to put it in anyway. Okay, the next quilt was also made earlier in 2024. This is called Shine Together. Okay, so this one, oh, it's upside down. So the quilting on this, I think, is too big. I think it's just way too big for the quilt. But okay, so this, I use the Hush Hush collection right here, which is backgrounds from Riley Blake. And then these are the Paparazzi collection from Riley Blake. These we keep always in stock. The Paparazzi are little dots. This is a free pattern on Riley Blake's blog and website. I used Paparazzi for the blue for the binding. I used Lori's Farmer's Almanac for the backing. I'll show you the backing in a second. And it's just kind of I colored it where I just colored it with electric quilt. And this is the only one that's paper foundation piece, but it was easy. And then we'll flip the back. So same thing here, just put a label, use some extra paparazzi, and then since I had a lot of this fabric left over from another project, so I pulled this from my stash and then, you know, just made it where it was big enough to stand out. And that is that. So that one, I don't want to say that one's scrappy, but that was one where I just colored something and then changed the coloring. Now this one I love the quilting on. This I think I started last year. This is Scrappy Strings. The Scrappy Strings pattern is in the Scrappiness is Happiness book by Lori Holt. And it uses, I made this quilt twice using all kinds of scraps from different designers. And it was fun, but I just started getting tired of doing that. So I picked My So Quilting Live, and her first collection was Dainty Meadow. Her second collection was Flower Girl, and her third collection was Cottage Charm. So I made blocks from each of those collections, and I made it until I thought it was big enough. I did a 2x8 layout. So it's 16 by 63. Maggie Honeyman quilted this one. And the fabrics from here are from Cottage Garden. And then here's my backing. Same thing. And then this one we just used a length of fabric and then made this label, put it on top, but it was on there before it was quilted, so it's quilted in. And this binding you could do, you know, it's on the straight, but you easily, we could have done it on the bias. Also really small is my 4-inch Log Cabin Scrappy Sampler. I finally finished this one. And what I did is if a collection had 5 colors, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I liked it, I made a 4-inch Log Cabin block using the foundation paper by It's So Emma. I did a 3x4 layout. It's 12 by 16. And I am going to put this in my office. And then the backing, we used some leftovers from one of the blocks from the front. And same thing, it's just quilted in the back. Super cute. I love tight quilting like this. This is a Baptist fan. Tiny Baptist fan. So those are really fun. Okay, so these two are definitely scrappy. The next one is very scrappy. I'm not sure if I like it or not, so you guys will have to let me know if you like it. The binding is not done yet. So this is like my scrappy phase. And I'll talk in detail about it. So this is a completely free pattern called Enchanted Stars. It's free only at Fat Quarter Shop because it's one of our patterns. Okay. So right here, this is a block. Each of these blocks is just one collection with hopefully no fabrics duplicated. The blocks are 14 by 21. So like, for example, this is the Autumn collection by Lori Holt. I used different colors throughout. And then in the center, I tried to do a low volume. Some look better than others. And the 2 Americana collections, I put one on the top right, one on the bottom left, so that it would, they wouldn't touch each other, I guess. But when you're looking at this, really fun, because this is like Sweetwater, Ann Sutton, My So Quilty Life, Corey Yoder, Sherry and Chelsea are over here. So each of them are just different collections I love. And the way that I tied it together was using the same background. This is my favorite background, which is 20708-36, which is a polka dot from years ago that I just keep having reprinted. And you see my low volume. I don't know if I love this quilt or hate it. And I don't know why I say that, but just something about it. And then the back, I don't know what we did on the back. Nothing, I don't think. I think I probably just got tired and said, oh yeah, yeah. We did something, but not. Okay, so this one I didn't do. This one Teresa did. So she pieced the backing and then she put this on top and then put it on point, and it's my name upside down, but it's perfect. And this one, okay, so the things that I would do different, I guess talking about it, is I don't think my binding and my backing choice are good at all. And I also, another thing is I made my borders bigger than the pattern. And I like that, but I do not like this. I don't like that I picked such a light backing. Not the backing, but like the binding and the backing go together. But I feel like I should have used like a red or a navy, or I don't know. I just feel like what I picked is too light. And this one was quilted by Maggie Honeyman. Free pattern, Enchanted Stars 2024. Okay, this one also, the binding is not done, it's almost done. This was the 2024 Kona Cotton Block of the Month by Riley Blake. Now this one, okay, this is a free pattern from Riley Blake. It uses the 2024 Kona Solids Charm Pack monthly set. I used a Kona for the binding, a Kona wide for the backing, and I changed the pattern quite a bit. So you won't see backgrounds in this, whereas on the one that's on Riley Blake's site, you will see backgrounds. So I just wanted to make it totally crazy. Okay, I do not like this quilt. I don't like it, it's not my style. I don't know why I made it. It made me step outside my comfort zone, but I don't know where this quilt is gonna end up, but I don't love it. So, it's just too wild for me. Now, one thing I did want to talk about is on the back. I had leftover half square triangles of different sizes from the front. So just used those and then made sure the top and the bottom was a different fabric, and then just, this is the label. And this is kind of how but this is kind of where I go rogue, is what I call it. Like I just do something, I step outside the box, because my employees always say I need to do different stuff and not show you the same stuff all the time, and then I make it and then I hate it, but I don't know who's gonna get this quilt, but it will not be me. Quilted by Maggie Honeyman. This one is a 6-inch log cabin paper. Okay, so what I did is I made, each block is a different collection. So this took me about 2 years, because like you've got Corey Yoder, Fig Tree, Lori, Sweetwater, Sherry and Chelsea, Corey Yoder, Vanessa Gertson, Camille. Basically all these collections from all these designers that I love. And I used that same, no I didn't. I used the background I used. It buried. Okay. So what I did, okay, I know what I did. Now I have to remember. Let me try to remember what I did. Okay, so what I did is I picked a background for each of these that was at least white enough. So this obviously is not from Fig Tree, because Fig Tree is much creamier. I just used a various of white on whites throughout. Now this, the squares and the border are the 20708-36. And I took the Sweet Escape pattern by Thimble Blossom, and I used that layout. Now I did a much bigger border and love the quilting on this one. And it just ties together. It's scrappy, but it's kind of reminds me of like a picnic quilt. And so I just used, so you can see each of these is a block. So the layout from Camille is like right here. There's like 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the back. And this, I picked the backing and I don't like it either. I feel like I should have just done like more bold colors on the back, and I went with colors that I like, that are like very soft, and I think they just are too soft. I think it'll look fine when it's done, but I like to tell you when I do a project what I like, what I would change, what I wouldn't do, because I think that we all go through that. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Okay, so that's my 6-inch log cabin that I started about, I don't know, 2 years ago. I was trying to wrap up all my scrappy quilts, bless you. This is our Moonbeams charity quilt along. This is the 2024. This is the 11th charity quilt we've done and raised money for Make-A-Wish. Quilted by Maggie Honeyman. We still have kits in stock. And this is the one that I made on camera. And one thing I wanted to show you on this one, our sample that was quilted had navy thread. And I hated it. I didn't ever say it on camera, I don't think. But I made sure my quilt had cream thread, because to me, the cream thread here doesn't bother me, but the navy thread, if it was here, would bother me. And then I'll show you the back also. We'll pull it first. Oh my gosh, we're all about to fall in here. And then the back is part of the free pattern. And my name's upside down. We're just gonna leave it, doesn't matter. And I talked about this when we did the video of how I put that in there. So that's back from the quilter and bound, and this uses the, we do still have this fabric. This is the 60-inch wide fabric. Oh my word. This is really not good right there. Okay, this is the Star of Wonder Christmas Mystery Quilt. This is free pattern, and like I was talking about, the one that we're pre-selling, the up on the rooftop, this is 2024's version. I made this on camera. It's 48 inches square, and these are all the blocks I made on camera. And the pantograph has poinsettias in it. And then the back. This one, the label is sewn on the top. So sometimes it's sewn in, sometimes it's sewn on the top. And Teresa did the backing, and you can't even see where her line matches up, which is why I love when Teresa does mine, because she matched, okay, can you zoom in, Jordan? Look, she exactly matched it. Okay, so you can see this flower on one side matches the flower over here. Okay, stop. And then like this fern. So she matched it exactly. So you cannot see the seam. And I love that. Okay, this next quilt, I don't know if I should love it or hate it. Okay, Emma has picked a college that is purple. So I was like, we had some leftover blocks from when we did a video. So when we do videos, we have step outs. And then we have leftover blocks. And I was like, oh, let's make some more. So we took, I did not make this one. Teresa made this one for me. So we took, I think we had 3 leftover blocks from the sew along. And this is the Gemstones quilt pattern. It's a paid pattern at Fat Quarter Shop. It uses I Heart Ombre Metallic. And this is, you can see the purple, the pink, and the peach. I just did purple. Teresa made it for me. The one change I would make, you guys can probably already guess, but we did 3x4, so it's kind of like a lap. Hopefully she ends up going to this college after we did all this work. And then Teresa did the really fat binding using the Miss Rosie method that's on our channel. But the back, oh my gosh, I picked this, and this matches 100% the school she's going to. But you can see through it on the front. It drives me nuts. But Emma won't care. Let me see if there's a label. Okay, so this one we didn't do a label, so we'll probably do something like right here, just kind of like something. But this one I will say, I don't know. It's purple, so of course I don't love it. But I think Emma's gonna like it. I'm hoping it's on her Christmas list. well, it's not on her Christmas list. It's one of my Christmas gifts for her. I try to do gifts throughout the year for Christmas when I think about it. And I love the quilting on it. It's purple. So I just don't know that I'm ever going to love anything purple. And I think it's payback because that's why she's going to school with purple. Now this quilt I'm showing you was made 100% by Teresa. And this is the Shine Bright sampler quilt kit. We have like less than 10 left. So we took the Shine On sampler book by Camille Ross Kelly and Bonnie and Camille. It was a book from like 3 years ago. Then Camille came out with a collection called Lighthearted that I love. And so Teresa made this so that we could show every time. I want to just show it upside down so it's not so heavy and it never works. Every time we think it works and then it doesn't. So I love this one. I'm not sure, but this one I'm hoping we hang in a wall in our offices because I love it. So we do have Shine Bright sampler quilt kits. Well, as of today we do. We only had 10. And then I love the backing and the binding on this one. That one is 68 by 80. And there's more. Oh my gosh, we're gonna be so tired. This is our workout for today. Okay, this one is the Here Comes Santa Claus quilt kit. So this is how it looks quilted. I'm gonna show you on the table. So this one uses an acrylic Drunkard's Path template by Cut Right. It comes in the kit. So this is a kit, and so each of these is a block, and each of these is a circle template. And then the bottom, this is a panel that is appliqued down on top. And so we do have a lot of kits left on this one. And then we put a gray. Any of these Christmas ones, I like to have the gray. It's usually silver or platinum. This one's silver. And then we did the chunky binding that I just talked about that we did a video on about 8 years ago with Miss Rosie. And I think when you do these quilts that have the Minky on the back, doing the wide binding is a lot easier for Teresa to sew this down because you have more room to pull rather than trying to so that's why she does that. And I love the look of it too. So this is called Here Comes Santa Claus. There is a pattern available also separately. So you can buy the pattern, you can buy the kit, or you can just buy the panel. And this panel is cut out and appliqued down. Okay, so now that we just showed you all the quilts that I made and then Teresa made, now we have quilt kits that are now in stock. Okay, so you're gonna see a variety of designers. This is the Early Bird pattern by It's So Emma. It's a new It's So Emma pattern available as paper or PDF. It finishes at 56 by 65, and I wanna show you the block. This is the block right here. And it's pieced on the straight. So looking at it, it looks like, oh my gosh, looks so hard. But when you look at the actual block, it's basically a half square triangle with rectangles and a corner square. Rectangles and a corner square. Rectangles and a corner square. So it's actually doable. And this one we used, I think we used Blossom by Riley Blake as the white on white. And the collection here is featuring, the collection is Playtime 30s by Lindsay Wilkes and Moda. And I'll show you the back also. Nova pieced and designed it. Okay, so she didn't put a label yet, but she usually does. She puts a little label with the cat, but that's so cute, 30s. So that's Early Bird, It's So Emma. This next one's so cute. So this one is called Cross Trainer. This is an It's So Emma pattern that we came out with. It's a little pea pattern that we came out with years ago, but we recolored it. And the It's So Emma patterns are all fat quarter friendly, and they're meant to be something you can do in one day. The collection is called Special Delivery. It's by Doodlebug. And this is probably a confetti cotton. And it's, let me show you. Okay, so she did this one where she did it directionally and she kept all of the pieces right side up. Totally up to you. You don't have to do that. And then the back is really cute. So this one is called Cross Trainer. We have a paper pattern and a PDF pattern and a quilt kit. And we also sell the collection. So it's her initials, the date, and see, she always has her cat. Again, special delivery Doodlebug. Okay, so this, the collection you just saw was the boy version. At the same time, Doodlebug did a girl version called Bundle of Joy. So we did another little pea pattern using that. This is called Honey Crisp. It's a pattern that we released years ago and recolored. So this is Bundle of Joy by Doodlebug. And so basically we did a girl, let's put the other one on top so we can kind of see them together. They're both really small. And then there's the back. So both by Doodlebug. So this is Bundle of Joy. And this one is Special Delivery. I think I got that right, Denise. I think I'm good. So Special Delivery, Bundle of Joy. I guess you could mix and match these if you wanted to do something that was, you know, just all baby, but super cute. And I love that the bindings match. So it'd be so cute if you had like a twin girl and boy. Both of those were designed by Sarah Price. One was pieced by Brenda and one was pieced by Nova. Okay, this is Daisy Patch. This is also an older It's So Emma pattern that we released and recolored the front, designed by Sarah. So it's Daisy Patch, and this is the Walk on the Prairie collection by Modern Prairie, which is Little House on the Prairie. I'm trying to think of the lady's name. Let's see. But this collection, just like FYI, this collection has sold like crazy, and the big florals, like this big floral, have all sold out. We've reordered. And I think this is a Bella, not a Bella, this is a confetti cotton. Melissa Gilbert is her name. I just thought of it. So, and this one, it looks hard, but I kind of wanted to talk about this one because, you know, you look at it and you think, okay, how do you make that? Okay, right here is your block. And these are just corner squares. And then right here is your block and corner squares. So it looks, you know, like you might have pieced this on the diagonal, which you don't. I don't like piecing on the diagonal, so we try to avoid that, and we try to make a pattern look like it's on the diagonal without it being on the diagonal. The hardest part of this quilt would just be this center part, and everything else would be easy. Okay, so that is all I have today. 19 quilts, that was nothing, right? But thank you to everyone who sewed behind the scenes, designed behind the scenes, did all the things, because I couldn't do any of this without all of you. And Teresa did a lot of piecing. If I didn't mention some of the scrappy ones, a lot of the scrappy ones she pieced together for me. So I do the blocks. She pieces it together, and then she does the binding, so she gets huge credit for all of that. And I wanted to let you know I'm out of town on a cruise, and if you follow Fat Quarter Shop Cross Stitch on all of your like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, I'm going to be posting like videos and pictures of me on the CrimeCon cruise. So if you're interested and you want to see what I'm doing on vacation, that will be there. That's probably the only time I really show my vacations because my kids don't love being on camera. And I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. I hope all of you had a great Halloween, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.